Hello everybody, welcome back to my third video on Alaska. In this video I'm going to be covering Hatcher's Pass and Hatcher's Pass Lodge. There's going to be one more video after this, so this will be part 3 of 4. So I'm a huge fan, I'm going to start by saying I'm a huge fan of the Hatcher's Pass area. And I'll tell you why. It's not very far from Anchorage, so if you have to fly out of Anchorage, you're inevitably going to be pretty close to this area. It's up by Palmer. And I know that a couple of other mammal watchers have been there, but it seemed like they just kind of like were there for a very brief window of time. And I think this area is probably worthy of a little more exploration. So we know there's beautiful scenery, and I'm going to go through that with you first. I think the mountains in the Hatcher's Pass area are just stunning. I was really impressed with the views, and there's waterfalls coming down the hillsides. And if it was a little bit warmer, I would have been able to drive more of the roads in that area also. If you're interested in birds at all, this is a great place to see the ptarmigan. You can actually see them at night. I noticed they come out on the road at night. As I drove up and down the road, I saw a number of ptarmigan. I saw some porcupines. I saw a moose scat in the area, so I would expect that there's moose out there either at night or early in the morning also, though I didn't see one. Talking to the lodge owner of Hatcher's Pass Lodge, he's also seen lynx in the area. And on his lodge porch where he feeds the bird feeders, he sees ermine on a regular basis, and he's also seen some pine marten there. So I only found that out as I was leaving. If I knew that was the case, I probably would have spent at least one more night there and kind of do a stake out there on the back patio and try to catch one of those species also. At the lodge itself, you can also expect to see some of the rodent specialists that live there. For example, the arctic ground squirrel can be seen on the grounds itself, but I saw even more. They are along the road, but I saw larger numbers of them up at the Independence Mine State Park, which is about a 5-minute walk from the lodge. I start seeing a lot around the parking lot and then on further up. Now, I was there in early June. There's a lot of snow cover up at Independence Mine, so I was seeing ptarmigan and arctic ground squirrels up there. But for the marmots, I was seeing those a little bit lower on the road, so about where the lodge is and on down. Driving in a car, they're extremely fearful of cars. So when they hear the car noise, they bolt. And that was kind of frustrating at first. I didn't really understand the marmot behavior. I would drive in my car. I would think, oh, great, there's one. I'm going to take a nice photo of it, and it would bolt every single time. So what I ended up doing is I parked the car at the lodge, got on foot, and just started walking down the shoulder of the road. And what I found is by walking, I could get really quite close to the marmots. I actually never had a marmot run from me while I was walking. What always ended up happening is eventually a different car came down the road, and that spooked them off. There was also, marmot seemed to be a little more sensitive for time of day. First thing in the morning, very early morning, I was seeing quite a few of them. Then they kind of went away for a little while. I didn't see any for about an hour, and then there were a lot out again. So a little bit strange in their behavior, some things I still don't quite understand. But my best advice, if you want good photos of the marmot, approach them on foot. Just walk down the road until you see one. They will be along the road. I talked to the owner of the lodge. He sees them there all the time. He thought maybe they like sunny days even a little bit better, but the day I was there wasn't that sunny, and they were still out anyway. So just a couple other tidbits of information about Hatcher's Pass. The owner did tell me they see bears there, both black bears and grizzly bears. He thought down around the Gold Mint Trail was a good place to look, but they do come up on the lodge property on rare occasion. And they also do see the pika in that area, and the best place to find the pika is either at the Independence Mine State Park itself, when that's a little bit more snow-free, or look in the snow-free areas, or also another tourist told me he had found some the year before up at April's Bowl, and they thought they were pretty easy to see up there in the summer. You'll only be able to get up there later in the summer, though. I did end up finding some pika at another location, and I will talk about that in the next video. But in this particular location, Hatcher's Pass, when I was there, was the wrong time of year to look for pika.